Welcome back to another episode of the Eek of the Week. I'm your host, Albert Einstein, but you can call me Allie with an OWL. Thank you so much for joining us for another episode. We're going to be doing another update on a LolCow here. So I feel like I need to preface this very, very strongly with user discretion is advised. I don't even know if I want to do that, but I want to add I don't think I did this for the Amber episode, but we're definitely doing it for this one because this one likes to strike any little channel that she can. Or any kind of info that anybody posts about her ever. She likes to shoot it down. So I am going to remind everybody, including the subject of tonight's episode, that there is such thing as a Fair Use Act, meaning that, actually I should probably pull up what that means and read exactly the definition so that there are absolutely no blurred lines or any kind of misunderstanding. If you know what I mean. I actually put the copyright thing, it's all about copyright, and it's all about, taking somebody else's content and, not making it informative or making it like documentary or news reporting or anything else educational. So I'm just going to say right now that the following broadcast and any information contained within is solely my opinion and for educational and entertainment purposes only. The Fair Use Act, according to Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, allows fair use for purposes such as criticism, commentary, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research, meaning that any kind of content that is put out onto the internet is fair use to transform into commentary, documentary, research, educational, criticism, what have you. Some people don't like to take personal criticism because it's their lives that they're putting out on the internet. And if you haven't already guessed, tonight's episode is about Foodie Beauty, aka Chantal Theroux. I believe her episode that I did is my most viewed episode of this podcast. Like, I've gotten the most comments, the most views, the most shares on that episode. And I'm curious if either of these people themselves have seen these episodes. I'd never know because they haven't commented or anything. Which why would they? Because, they probably don't like hearing about themselves. Like I said, it'd be great if they did though. If y'all are watching, Chantal or Amber, whoever, leave me a comment. Love to interact. Again, this is not meant to be disrespectful, not meant to be disparaging, not meant to be bullying, not meant to be hate at all. Strictly reporting on the facts, and the facts is what you put out onto the internet, what we can see as viewers and an audience. Again, I don't directly watch these people myself. I do watch through reaction channels. I'm not going to name which ones. Some don't even exist anymore, and you'll know who I'm talking about. But, yeah, with all that being said, tonight we're going to do an update on Chantal's life. Post, I believe the last episode we left, she had moved to Kuwait, and was with Salah. I don't think they had moved to Syria yet, so that's another big bullet point. If anybody does not know, Chantal Theroux, actually, I'm going to do I think it's wrapped up in here in my little prompt. Another point to add is that I do prompt AI bots to create these documentary style podcast episodes for you guys and for myself, really. And you know what's funny is the one that I did on Amber about a week ago. It was exactly a week ago, actually. The one I did on Amber, it actually remembered the first prompt that I gave it last summer, I believe it was. It actually remembered that one, but it didn't remember the Foodie Beauty one, which I'm not sure why. It said, well, I can't do this because I don't remember or whatever. But then it has like the Josh Saunders one. It has the Amber one. So I'm not sure what was going on with that one. And then it said something about, I can't, if it's meant to be bullying or like disrespectful. So I'm like, has Chantal like gotten to ChatGPT and like, is that a thing? I don't think it's a thing. She can't be asked. Arsed, as some people say. Okay, there is no blurb, and y'all should know what the blurb is if you're a longtime follower. And if you're not a longtime follower, welcome. If this is your first time seeing me, I am Owlie, aka Albert Einstein. I create the Eek of the Week, where I prompt ChatGPT to give me made-up horror stories where, I'll kind of, I tweak the prompt that I put in there, so it's basically me writing the story, but the way that ChatGPT fills everything in has been really fun to watch. And it's been really fun to see how what style this bot has created these episodes. It's fun to see how it tries to act human, but if you can catch it every so often, is that you'll notice like repetition of certain like colloquialisms or like certain jargon that it'll use. Like, it's not this, but it's this. Maybe it's only me that's picked up on all the similarities, or repetition of style. If I'm gonna say style, but yeah, it definitely repeats the way it reports. I think is a good way to put that. Okay, so I don't think this will be an hour-long episode like it was last time. It'd be great if it was, but I don't think it will be. Even though, okay, I should probably have checked all of this stuff. You would think that this is my first time doing this. It's not. We're like hundreds, not double hundreds. We're like well into like 100 episodes. Going at like, we were at 111, 112. So like, we're well over that. You'd think that I would get the hang of this by now, but absolutely not. The ADD be ADDing. All right, let's get into this. Rise, Fall, and Reinvention, the current story of Foodie Beauty, aka Chantal Sarraux. And again, Chantal is very famous for I need to turn this face down so I can't see this. My phone. She is very famous for copyright striking anybody and everybody that has anything disparaging to say about her. I think I've already said that before, but she will do it. I don't know if she has her claws into Spotify yet, or any other like podcast platforms, but I'd be interested to find out if anything happens to this episode or the previous one. Like I said, the previous one has been my most popular episode, hers and Amber's. Despite all of the spooky, scary horror content that I put out there on this channel or podcast or whatever, those two episodes have got the most traffic. Okay. Again, with the 16-lane highway, if you've been a follower for a while, you understand that term. And it is alive and well tonight. All right, let's get into it. Welcome back to, and then again, ChatGPT creates these because I'm prompting it to create a podcast episode. So it gives it a theme, or it gives it a name, where that's not really what I call it. I think I was calling the series LolCows or something like that. But tonight, welcome back to Digital Lives Unfiltered. That's what it named it. Where we explore the real stories behind internet personas, the highs, the lows, and what happens after the cameras stop rolling. Today, we take another look at a creator whose story has captured the attention of online communities for years. Chantal Sarraux, better known on social platforms as Foodie Beauty. You know what? I'm going to gripe one more time about there not being a pause button on Spotify right now. Or I should say Riverside, not Spotify. Riverside is a partner that Spotify uses, and it's basically software to create your episode, where you can edit, you can add music, you can add pictures that cover your entire face, like I did that one time. But they took away the pause button, or maybe I'm just missing where it is now, but like all I see is stop, mark clip, cam, all the things. There used to be a pause button right here, but not anymore. I was going to say I need to pause because this morning, the last couple mornings really, I've been waking up and I can kind of feel it in my chest, like I'm coming down with a cold or something. I've been extra congested. I'm not sure if that's coming across on camera or via mic, but yeah, I think it's that time of year. It's towards the end of January now, and we are expecting over a foot of snow this weekend. So, of course, everybody's going to get sick right before then. Anyway, I was going to pause it to go get a drink, but that's okay. I'll survive. Whether you remember her from early mukbang videos, controversial live streams, or long online debates among reaction channels and forums, this is the latest update on her life, her platform presence, and what she's doing now, grounded in her own public posts and observable online developments. Actually, I am going to take a brief pause right here, but I will pick it right back up, and it should be seamless to you, as if no time has passed, and poof. Of all the times that I should not have pressed record, now it's one of those times. I might cut this out. Okay, and we're back. Oh, that was fun. Okay, you'll have to forgive me taking sips of my drink here. It's Fresca. I don't know if anybody knows me like personally that's following me here, but y'all know my obsession with Fresca. And if you don't know what Fresca is, it is a grapefruit flavored soda that is absolutely delicious. No calories, no caffeine, all that good stuff. Because I can feel it now. Like now that I'm talking, I can feel like my voice is going to start to go, or if it doesn't by the end of this episode, it will tomorrow morning. I can feel it. So yeah, enough complaining. I don't think I'm complaining, just letting y'all know where I'm at. Okay, so let's get into it. Chapter 1, Who was Foodie Beauty? Chantal Sarrot rose to visibility as Foodie Beauty, a Canadian content creator known primarily for food-focused videos, mukbang live streams, and lifestyle content. Over time, her channel amassed a following for its candid, unfiltered style. I will say that about Chantal is that she has always been unfiltered. And I don't mean like the filters on her camera, because that's a thing that people clock her for day in and day out. Is like she prefers to have filters on her videos and her phone or whatever like recording devices, that if she doesn't have filters, she rarely goes live or she rarely records anything without them filters. Now this, like my camera, I don't think that, like, it's just a webcam. I say just, it's a pretty nice one, but I don't think it puts any filters on me. Like I ain't getting close to you, but when I say unfiltered style for Chantal though, I mean that like she doesn't really filter anything that comes out of her mouth. She doesn't really hide. Well, she does hide a lot. But okay, I will hand it to the girl. She is most authentically herself. Is that that's all she knows how to be, is herself. Which is, not always the most truthful person, not always the most forthcoming person with what she's got going on. And that's her right as a, public figure on YouTube, being a YouTuber. And being known in that regard, but yeah, not a that's probably the like big filters that she's got on her life, is that she omits what is it, lies by omission. Oh well, if I didn't say it, that doesn't mean it's that's not true. That kind of mentality. However, her career wasn't without controversy. Around 2022, her YouTube channel was terminated due to repeated violations of platform policies on nudity and sexual content. According to reports at the time, she publicly... that cadence was wrong. Her YouTube channel was terminated due to repeated violations of platform policies on nudity and sexual content, according to reports at the time. She publicly stated she was appealing that decision and planned to pivot to other platforms like OnlyFans and Patreon while pursuing the appeal. In reaction channels and forum discourse, her content and behavior became a recurring subject of debate, with critics and fans alike dissecting her uploads, live streams, and statements. That is an understatement of the year. There are so many reaction channels to Chantal and her channel. She gives everybody fodder. If you, in my opinion, if she had stuck to recorded videos where she has the control over what she's saying, what she's doing, I understand I don't want to say need, but I understand the necessity, need. It's not that type of need if you're following along with me in my brain, but you're not, because you're not in my brain. But I understand the appeal for live streams and that kind of income coming in, where they do get you candid, they do get you unfiltered, they get you live, obviously, where they can donate. And I understand why they do it. However, if you're a boring person, again, my opinion, if you are a boring person to begin with, what's somebody going to do? Just sit, like, you're sitting there and interacting with people live, but you're not exactly doing anything, but you can't call that content. To me, live streams are like not considered content, but they are considered part of the conglomeration that is your channel. It's just one facet. It's not content as a whole. Whereas like she used to post the mukbang videos, she used to post the what kind, like torrid hauls, or Where else? Pennington's is the other place she used to shop, or like a Lush haul, or so. All the hauls, those were fun. Or when she was actually in her kitchen cooking, those were fun. But yeah, she's gotten really into live streams now and just sits there and waits for people to fill her bank account. Chapter 2, A Global Move and Cultural Shift. Following a period of controversy and platform uncertainty, Chantal made a major life change. She reportedly moved abroad, including time spent in Kuwait. I don't know where Tucker is this minute. However, he's around here somewhere. And I can only see like this much on my monitor here. So I can't, like, I know when I upload this, it kind of zooms out and you can see a lot of the background. I know I added a couple different things. Not a couple, just that. I moved the flowers. But yeah, if Tucker's running around here, Lord, I hope he's not like digging into my dirty clothes that are hiding behind my bed right here. My thing about my dog, and I don't know if anybody else's dog is nasty and gross like he is. He really enjoys like worn underwear or used socks, like underwear and socks, because it's got like your juices in them. It's got your taint on it. He loves it. And so I have to watch for him like stealing my panties and like dragging them all through the house and then like, you know, chasing my dog and my underwear around. TMI. But that's a thing that happens. So like I can't see, like I said, I can't see behind me right now to see if he's actually doing that. So it's going to be really freaking funny if he's like over my shoulder just going to town on a pair of panties right now. Or like over here doing it. I can hear him doing something. That's my whole point to this. Again, 16-lane highway. Let's get it back. Why do y'all comment down below? Why do you watch this channel? Okay, she reportedly moved abroad, including time spent in Kuwait, often referencing her marriage to a partner known as Salah. There were public statements about her relocation and adjusting to life overseas, which included adaptation to new cultural and environmental conditions. During this period, she shared content about her daily life, food experiences in the Gulf region, and interactions with her audience. Content varied, but often kept a personal, direct tone, a mix of live streams, vlogs, and commentary. See, to me, she excelled there. Now, did we want the whole Kuwait arc? No, we didn't want to see all that because it was fake. It was a sham marriage from the beginning. I believe within like a week, she was, they were getting married and she was moving to Kuwait from Canada and, she was supposedly riding off into the sunset. And she just could not wait to be filming couples content because that was her dream at the time, was couples content. However, as of 2025, she appears to be back in Canada full-time. There are archive posts indicating she continues to navigate her online presence from there. One such public community post from late 2025 states that her YouTube channel is currently demonetized, and she has been given time to rebrand and clean up her content. She mentions plans to stream on Twitch and reflect on her next steps. Chapter 3, Platform Status and Online Reach. Now again, we're updating from my previous episode. I don't have a timer. Oh yes, I do. It's up there. This is an update from where we left off at the last episode, and I believe we updated when she was still in Kuwait. I don't think she had moved to Syria then, so I'm hoping we get into that here. Despite ongoing controversies and restrictions, Foodie Beauty still maintains a presence on YouTube. According to publicly available channel statistics, her channel continues to exist and attract views, with tens of thousands of monthly views and a subscriber base that fluctuates. But her journey hasn't been linear. At times, video removals have occurred due to policy violations, and she's publicly acknowledged issues with uploads being taken down. Her content strategy now appears to be in flux, potentially shifting away from past patterns toward a refreshed approach that adheres more closely to platform rules, or at least trying to. This creates a narrative of a creator who's struggling to balance platform compliance with the raw authenticity her audience expects. Now, I will say that YouTube has tightened their reins a lot over the years. Is that, creators could get away with a whole lot more back in the day than they can now. I think that's mainly attributed to the whole, I don't want to like get into a whole political thing, but like the whole woke culture is like everybody's woke these days, and everybody's offended at something. Everybody has to put a label on everything. Again, all of these are my opinions. Feel free to sound off with your opinions down below. Please interact if you like. I'll be glad to have healthy debate. And when I say healthy debate, I mean that is that, we should be free to debate our opinions without it getting personal, without anybody making, personal attacks or insults or name calling or anything like that. You should be able to debate your point and I debate my point. Even if we disagree, that's fine. We could still be friends at the end of the day. A lot of people don't view it that way, though. It's either my way or the highway. Tucker, I need to know where you're at. Anyway. He's probably over there chewing panties. Chapter 4, Life in Canada, Personal Updates and Public Statements. Now, back in Canada, Chantal has been visibly working on building her life back, quote unquote, according to archived live streams and videos shared by third parties. These often show her talking about her daily routines, pets, and personal changes. Where? What you mean personal changes? To me, she's taken a huge step back health-wise. She's more immobile than she has ever been, in my opinion. She sits on that couch all day. Every so often, she'll get up on her... I wonder if... I don't even think it's going to touch on that because we're getting towards the end of this little ChatGPT blurb. But I'm going to throw in details here, is that, to me, in like the last... Since she's been home from Syria, because she did end up moving to Syria, despite... Salah straight up telling her no. They were split up, I believe, at the time. They were split up, or like she had come back to Canada because she got mad at him for whatever reason, came to Canada, and then was like, no, I got to be with my man. So she went to Syria. And I don't know if anybody knows anything about Syria, but I think it's, commonly known that it is a war-torn country. Very volatile environment. Excuse me. So not the best place to have your wife come and live, and she was in Canada of all places. So yeah, they lived in Syria, but that was towards the end of her whole Middle Eastern journey, or, I guess you'd call that the Middle East. Until she came back to Canada for good because they revealed that they were getting divorced. And I wonder if this is going to touch on that. Now back in blah, 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 building her life back. She posted about dealing with living conditions, caring for her animals, and adapting to life post-Kuwait. Though the specifics of her personal life beyond what she shares publicly should be treated with care and respect. I feel like that was a line somewhere that Chantal has written, and ChatGPT for some reason had to include that at the end of that paragraph, which is hilarious to me. Chapter 5, Community Reaction and Online Narrative. Online communities have grown around her content, including dedicated subreddits and reaction channels. These spaces reflect a range of opinions, from supportive to critical. Some users discuss her changes in channel name and frequent shifts in content themes, others debate her sincerity, and many chronicle every move she makes. What's important to note is that online communities often amplify and reinterpret content in ways creators never anticipate. Chantal's story is not just one of a creator and her content, but also of how audiences can shape narratives and expectations in the digital age. Again, I feel like that is very swayed more towards Chantal's defense, which we're not going to do here. Okay, I will say one thing, is that people like me, people like all these other reaction channels, all of these like commentary channels that follow all these LolCows like Amber, like Josh Saunders, like Foodie Beauty, you can insert your narrative into it. You can sway your audience with your opinions. And again, these are my opinions. If you agree with my opinions or you have the same opinions, that's great. but that doesn't mean that, we get to band together and, come at Chantal with pitchforks and torches and, I get the scene out of Beauty and the Beast where they're like, kill the beast. She's not a beast. What was the whole point of that? Your audience can kind of influence you too. Is that I feel like there's one certain reaction channel that just recently lost their channel, has let their audience very much influence them as to what kind of content they make, and what commentary she's going to steer the ship with. Yeah, this little prompt was not very long, but here's the outro part. And that brings us to now, late 2025, with Foodie Beauty's channel demonetized, her content strategy in transition, and her life back in Canada after years abroad. In the digital world, reinvention can be as public as creation itself. Whether Chantal Theroux will find a new footing on Twitch, reclaim her status on YouTube, or pivot to something entirely different remains to be seen. And again, this is where it calls the episode of thanks for listening to Digital Lives Unfiltered. If you enjoyed this episode, hit subscribe and join us next time as we unpack the next chapter in online fame, controversy, and reinvention. I will say that I do, for whatever reason, hold on to hope for all of these LolCows. Well, RIP Josh Saunders. There's no hope there anymore, sadly. That's still tragic. That still kind of hurts my heart to hear about Josh. But as far as like Amber and Chantal go, I still, for whatever reason, hold on to at least an ounce of hope for them that they could one day maybe turn it around. Maybe something will kick them in the ass that, they'll finally get on, whatever kind of bandwagon. Not that they need to be on a bandwagon, but get with the program, basically. Is that like you could be doing so much better. You could have so much less toxicity surrounding your channels, your communities, or whatever. Yes, there are like loyal followers, but I feel like they're kind of like sheeple in a way, is that they just kind of follow to be following, or they want that, like, they feel like they have that parasocial relationship with these people when you don't know them at all. I hear him moving around. This is going to be really hilarious if he's been back there chewing on my underwear the entire time. Nasty dogs. Yeah, I do believe that like one day, well, I don't believe, I hope that maybe one day that Amber will get back to her original weight loss journey that she was so innocent with, is that she was so like very demure, I guess is a good word to put it. She was very, you could tell that like the internet had not corrupted her yet or tarnished her yet when she very first started. And same with Chantal, I believe, is I don't think she was as bad as she is now, as I feel like the internet has kind of sunken in. It's got its claws in their backs, and the venom just keeps seeping in, and they just keep, doing the same. This is in no way diagnosing them, but their tendencies tend to be narcissistic with their behaviors, their words, and their actions. I will say that I have enjoyed watching more Foodie Beauty, and I just got done saying that she's a boring person, but Amber's even more so, in my opinion. I think Chantal, like I said, is more authentically herself, is that she truly does not give a fuck what people think about her. She's going to say and do whatever she wants, whenever she wants, and really has no shame in that. Like the other day, there was a reaction channel that covered her. She had just bought a brand new scooter that we were kind of questioning whether it was going to support her weight anyway. But she put that thing together herself. I got to hand it to her. Put it together herself, and then she scooted on to across the street to Walmart. And I thought that was the most hilarious thing. But she did not give two flying fucks. She just did it. She was out there, I swear. And she got on the scale the other day, and it said 344 pounds. So I don't know how true that is, because Chantal has a history of manipulating her scales. So I don't know if that's, an accurate number or not, or if it's, the Chantal version, or if maybe it could be accurate. Maybe it's a brand new scale. Maybe she hasn't even touched it. We just don't know. But that is the beauty surrounding Foodie Beauty. That's about the only thing beautiful about it. But yes, I can feel my throat getting sore and sore. But yes, thank you so much for listening along. If you are liking any of this content, whether it's on the LolCow series, whether it's about cult leaders, whether it's about horror stories, whether it's about haunted places in America, I've done all of it. There's got to be something here for you. I mean, anything spooky, scary, horror, macabre, anything along those lines. If you're into that, please consider liking, sharing, following, all the things, subscribing. I'm gonna start, like, I keep talking about uploading these to YouTube, but I've only uploaded maybe a few. I need to get back to doing that and actually put these up on YouTube, and then I should share my link down below. Or if you have any ideas for episodes, you can email me at eekoftheweekpod@gmail.com. There's no the, it's eekoftheweekpod@gmail.com. You know what? I just said that there's no the. Make sure that there is no the. eekoftheweekpod. There is no the. I was correct. Anyways, this has been an interesting episode, and I appreciate y'all, appreciate y'all listening along for this one. But yeah, thank you so much for joining in, and we'll catch you in the next one.